Well, this is day 2 of me wanting to go outside to record, and it's still raining. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to drive and find a different spot because it's kind of doing like a drizzle thing, and it didn't stop raining. So it is raining, as you can see here. As you can also see, I'm in my car, and I needed to make this episode because you know what? I have a goal, and I'm recording every single day, and there's that. For those of you that don't know, the reason why for me recording every single day is a challenge is because usually I batch record. And so what batch recording means is I will spend time figuring out, sorry if you hear it lightning and thundering outside, whatever it's doing. I will spend an entire day actually recording content. So what I usually do is I figure out what I want to talk about and I go to research the content and then I make the content. Obviously, because my football teams, I cover 3 teams this year, I needed to get a system in place where I could focus on each team and give each team what they needed. And so what I would do is every Sunday, because the college teams would play on Friday or on Saturday, every Sunday, I would prepare my Colorado football stuff, and then I would prepare my Texas football stuff. And then the Steelers would play on Sunday, and then on Monday, I would prepare all my Steelers stuff. And then what would happen is on Monday in the afternoon, like at night, I would go ahead and I would record all my videos. So I would do like Texas, Colorado, and then the Steelers. And then I would edit them and then have them ready to release. So I call that batch recording because I did 3 videos in one day. This is different because I'm recording a video every day. The only good thing is that I'm not recording or I'm not editing. So that's good. So that's why for me to record every single day, I'm just seeing if I like it and seeing what I think about it. I am also seeing what I'm like when I'm just like freestyle stuff and I just start talking. So that's why I wanted to do this. So for those of you that are new here, this is a February challenge. Every day I'm talking about something new that is in my analytics. As you can tell, I am in my car. And so because I'm in my car, my Wi-Fi is a little bit spotty. I'm getting Wi-Fi a little bit from my car, but also I might be getting it from the building I'm next to because I need to oil change and car stuff today. So there's that. So the other thing I am thinking about while I'm looking at my analytics to see if my analytics is going to pop up is this has been really fun. Like, this has been really fun just to like get on here and just to start talking. So I don't know, like I've enjoyed it. I don't know what you all think. I know this is not like my usual content. Trust me, we'll get back to the usual content. Don't you worry. But it's just nice in February, like football's winding down, not winding down. It's technically over. All the seasons are over. College football season's over. NFL is over. Super Bowl just happened. So this is kind of like a weird period. So I thought, why not do something different? Still talk about football, but talk about football differently. And my hair is all over the place. This is a hot mess, Lord. Anyways, so let me talk about these. So let's see. We have Colorado Buffaloes football. Welcome back, Colorado Buffaloes football, Sports Analytics podcast. Sports Analytics is kind of interesting. College football games this weekend, they're 0. The answer is 0. College football recruiting, Good Morning Football podcast, Nebraska football podcast. Just talked about that. You know what? I'm going to do Good Morning Football podcast. So one of the things that I feel like this is kind of going to be like just me talking to the camera type of session. So again, I want to apologize for the elements if it's raining or whatever and you're hearing background. I tried my best to hopefully you're not hearing it. So I'm holding the mic in a place where you're hopefully not hearing it. And so Good Morning Football podcast, honestly, it's kind of cool that popped up because Good Morning Football podcast, for those of you that don't know, I believe Good Morning Football podcast comes on the NFL Network every day, I believe. And so for people that are actually Googling that are watching me, it's perfect because I'm like right where I want to be. Like I want to be in the football space where I can talk all things football. I think so this year I spent a lot of time just like talking about what I wanted to talk about. And then once the season was over and I could take a deep breath and actually look and see what I liked, what I didn't like and things like that, I realized that I really love giving football commentary. I love talking football. I love reacting to football. Like I love football. And so I wanted to just stay in the football space. So for Good Morning Football podcast to pop up, that means the right people, or not the right people, are like the people that are like, that I want to be consuming my content are kind of right where I'm supposed to be because the things in my analytics is speaking to me and it's almost all football, which is great. I think I have a screenshot of where I very first started my channel and the things that were popping up in my analytics. If I can find that video, I will post it. But the thing about YouTube is once you start doing something, your data will start to tell you what's going on. And so for me, it's nice to see other football stuff popping up because that means people that are consuming my content are consuming other football content, and that's exactly where I want to be. So there's that. The other thing is too, as I mentioned this before about like being in a weird space where it's like it's football for me, but it's American football. And some people are looking for some people are looking for like soccer football. And so it's nice to like be in this space. So I am looking at the camera and, so also my nail lady, why is she on vacation? Who goes on vacation in February? Whatever. So anyway, so there's that. The other thing is, so too, that the Good Morning Football popped up is I'm wondering if I'm the reason why Good Morning Football popped up, because I have been spending a lot of time in February really just like self-reflecting and figuring out where I want to be. And so I've been consuming a lot of football content myself. So I've been watching Good Morning Football. I've been watching a lot of RJ Young. I've been watching a lot of Josh Pate. I've been watching a lot of other teams' stuff. Like I've been watching a lot of Texas State football stuff. I've been watching a lot of Baylor football stuff. I've been watching like a lot of local stuff. I've been watching a lot of Texas Longhorn stuff. Like that's what I do. I also have been watching OU stuff. I've been watching, who else have I been really watching? That's really it. And then I've been just looking at NFL stuff. So it's kind of cool to see Good Morning Football on there. So I don't really know what to say about Good Morning Football. If you haven't watched Good Morning Football, it's kind of a cool show. I mean, honestly, when it's in the off season, I feel like a lot of these shows get watered down. And they almost talk about the same things over and over and over and over and over. And so I'm not really a fan of talking about the same thing over and over and over and over. Now, I do talk about the same thing over and over and over in a way, but I always try to make sure that I talk about it differently. So if I'm talking about Texas football, I'm going to talk about Texas football offense. Or if I talk about Colorado football, I'm going to talk about Colorado football's defense. Or I'm going to talk about who I think is going to get drafted. Or I'm going to talk about, like, I try to like talk about different things. Yes, it's the same team, but I try to talk about different things. But right now, we might be gearing up for a weird off season, because we have I keep saying probably. I think that's just a word that I use when I talk. I don't really mean probably, but I keep saying probably. So there's that. The other thing is too, I'm sitting here thinking I really say probably a lot. Most people I say like a lot. I say probably a lot. I say however a lot. I'm going to try to stop saying that. So what is about to happen in the off season until we get to the combine is the Eagles are going to be great for about a week. Some people are going to talk about Patrick Mahomes as well. So we'll get Eagles, Super Bowl, Chiefs, all of that conversation. Then we're probably going to get people that will retire or whatever, so we'll talk about that. But then at some point, we have to kind of transition and start talking about the combine and then spring camp for college football. So this is like a weird time right now where it's like the Super Bowl just happened. And so we're not going to talk about the Super Bowl game because it happened. We're going to talk about the Eagles and how great the Eagles are. Some people are going to talk about the Chiefs and what can they do to fix themselves. Spoiler alert, start with the offensive line. And then we're going to slowly start to talk about spring football. Obviously, I'm a Texas fan. Hook 'em. I'm a Texas fan. Hook 'em. I'm a Texas fan. So there's going to be a ton of Arch Manning stuff coming out. And so it's going to just kind of be weird. So Good Morning Football might be a combination of stuff. And I don't know if you've noticed. Sorry, that probably looked weird. But the sun is kind of coming out. Are you all noticing where it's kind of getting brighter? So I'm going to post this. So anyways, Good Morning Football Podcast. So Good Morning Football Podcast does a great job talking about football and talking all things football, which is fantastic. I like listening to them sometimes. I don't always listen to them. Honestly, I prefer to listen to YouTube channels just because I think YouTube channels do a better job of like giving me more in depth, giving me more details about their teams and what's going on and why it's going on, who they want to get, who the fans want to get, do the fans think they have a good offensive line, bad defensive line. Because you know what I've realized about fans, the honest fans. If you're an honest fan, you are very honest about your team. And you as a fan, you know the ins and outs of your team, and you will tell me details that I will never get from Fox News or Fox Sports News. I will never get from ESPN. I will never get from CBS. I will never get from Good Morning Football. Like, the fans of teams find and know the most intricate things that you can never even imagine, because the fans of the team have been fans of the team longer for a while. So like they can tell you, well, yeah, we did this 3 years ago. And what happened 3 years ago is we drafted so-and-so and he didn't work out. So because he didn't work out, we haven't drafted a guy since, or whatever. Like, they give the best background of their team. So like, If you don't know who to watch and who to find, go find a fan of a team, because a fan of a team, if they're honest, is going to be honest and tell you everything you need to know about a specific team. Fans of teams are the best channels to follow, in my opinion. And I want to preface this by saying fans that will be honest, fans that will be critical, fans that will give feedback, fans that will celebrate the highs and that will be respectful of the lows, but they will tell you they're in a low. A lull? They'll tell you they're in a low. So, Good Morning Football Podcast, thank you for popping up. Thank you for having a show. Thank you for doing all that you do. I appreciate you for being a show. And if you are here because you were looking for Good Morning Football Podcast and I popped up, I am doing something right, and I will wear that as a badge of honor. But I feel a cough coming on. My voice is going out. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, share this video. Don't share this one. This isn't like my best work. Don't share this video. This is not my best work. Don't share this video. Like the video, comment on the video, and tell me why it wasn't my best work. That's fine with me. Don't forget to turn on those notification bells, and let's see what tomorrow brings. I will be honest and say, as I've been talking, the football analytics podcast, or the sports analytic podcast, whatever popped up, I'm actually very curious to see what that is. So I actually might cheat and see what that is and then talk about it tomorrow. So anyways, don't judge me if you see that it is sports analytics that I'm going to be talking about. Anyways, I will end this here. I need to switch hands so that I can end this, but I will talk to you soon. And don't comment on my nails, okay? My nail lady is not present. When my nail lady comes back and she is present, I will do my nails. Until then, you are stuck with this, and I'm going to walk around like this, and I'm going to own it, and I'm going to love it. I'm going to embrace it, because I don't give a damn if you don't like it. I'll see you in my next video.